Ahoy, footy fans! Round 2 is kicking off tonight with the Knights at home against the Dolphins, and I'm here to share with you a little bit of insight to hopefully make your tipping a little bit easier for tonight in this game, because it should be a cracker, should be a very, very tight one. The Knights coming off a close win over the Tigers, the Dolphins a tight loss against the Bunnies. What's going to play out in this one? Let's take a look. So the Newcastle Knights back at home after a win against the Tigers. It was far from convincing. There's a lot of improvement in this team, but the same could be said about the Dolphins. A tight loss that they could easily have won, but a lot of improvement. Who's going to improve the most to get the win here tonight? Geez, it's going to be a tight call, and it could just be a game of moments. Just small moments that could happen throughout the course of the game, and that is why I'm leaning towards the Knights in this one, because they love a good attack down the left-hand edge. We talked about it in the lead-up to round 1, and they love that. That is just a stacked left edge. Even though they didn't quite click, they didn't quite perform against the Tigers, it was still that left-hand edge that got very heavily involved, and ultimately it was an attack down the left edge that won the game for them against the Tigers. But more about that shortly. They love a good attack down the left-hand edge, and the Dolphins, very, very susceptible. Their right edge defense, left attacks right, of course, and I'm not sold on their seeming indecision in the defensive line down that side of the field. And we can take a little look right now at just some of what I'm talking about. So let's have a look. The Dolphins, right edge attack. Here we go. This is them against the Bunnies in round 1. Rabbitohs on the attack, 20 metres out, and we see here they come down the left-hand side. Now, the Bunnies love this setup. They've got 2 decoy runners off to the left of Cody Walker, and you can see Jai Gray is just hanging around out the back. One of the Dolphins defenders there has jammed in on Cody Walker. That is exactly what they want, because now it has created indecision, I should say, rather, for poor Herbie Farnworth. Poor Herbie Farnworth there. You can see both Dolphins defenders reeling backwards. That's not a good situation to be in, and we'll watch it play out here shortly. But Herbie Farnworth right now, he doesn't know what to do. He's got those 2 decoy runners directly in front of him. Does he jam in, or does he stay out and attack Jai Gray, who could get the ball out the back? So as we play on there, both decoys have broken off, and Herbie Farnworth, you can see the indecision. The ball has gone out the back to Jai Gray. The Bunnies have now got a 2-on-1, but Herbie Farnworth, on this occasion, doesn't fully commit. Doesn't fully commit to the decoy runner. And as we play on here, that 2-on-1, Herbie Farnworth scrambles across and shuts down the play on that occasion. Here they come again, the Bunnies, down the left-hand edge. Now the decoy has already broken off inside Cody Walker, but they've still got one out there to the left, highlighted there, the number 3, Campbell Graham, or was that Jack Whiten? Who played 3 or 4? I've made a complete fool of myself already. Anyway, Jai Gray floating out the back of a decoy runner, and there are the 2 Dolphins defenders. Again, Herbie Farnworth, the nearest to me on the screen, sort of half cut off at the moment, highlighted there. What does he do? Does he jam in on the decoy runner, or does he stay out? Indecision. He doesn't know what to do, and that puts him off balance. The attacking team has the front foot. On this occasion, we can see Herbie Farnworth jams in. 2-on-1, simple try coming up down the left-hand edge here for the Bunnies. An absolute hiding to nothing there. Now they come down the left again. This right edge defense of the Dolphins, very, very suspect. This time they do it through the air. The ball is kicked high out to the left, and I've highlighted here Herbie Farnworth, and just off screen there is a miscommunication coming up big time here with Herbie and the fullback as we play on here. Again, here we go. Boom. All eyes on Herbie Farnworth. Nobody has called this ball. Now, in my opinion, this is the fullback's ball. He's running forward. He's got the forward momentum to take the leap and ultimately take the ball, you would hope. But only got eyes here for Herbie Farnworth. Herbie Farnworth is looking straight back at him. And that indecision is what ultimately leads to another Rabbitohs try here. They end up doing nothing, and the ball dribbles into the in-goal area, and they score an easy try there, the Bunnies. Here they come down the left again. And again, there's that 2 decoy pod with Jai Gray running out the back. Herbie Farnworth again, right in the middle of it, right in the thick of it. Indecision. Does he jam in on the decoys? Or does he hold his line? Does he stay back? Waiting for that pass out the back. On this occasion, he didn't fully commit to the decoy. He's broken away and he's come after Jai Gray, but it was that slight hesitation. You might have caught it there. Just a slight hesitation was enough, and you'll see Jai Gray here has enough space now to put on a little goose step, and it's that initial indecision. Herbie Farnworth is defending on the back foot. He's now going to start coming forward, but Jai Gray has got enough time and space now to put on a little goose step and get on the outside. And again, they scramble well here, the Dolphins, and just falling short, the Bunnies. But here is where the game, I believe, is ultimately won. 67 minutes in. Of course, they're going the left-hand edge again. Susceptible defensive edge here for the Dolphins on the right. And I've highlighted Herbie Farnworth again, not to pick on him, but just they were absolutely assaulting poor Herbie Farnworth with this attack. A very familiar setup here. The Rabbitohs, a decoy running the front line. Herbie Farnworth has to make a decision. Does he jam in or does he stay out? Indecision again. This time he is fully committed to the decoy runner, and a simple 2-on-1 is created out the back for the Bunnies. Draw and pass on the fullback, match-winning try in the corner. Now, the Newcastle Knights talking about loving the left-hand edge attack, and this is where they will be going right down, attacking that line of Herbie Farnworth. Again, slightly different for the Knights, though. They don't use the decoy runners out the front. They've got a nice, smooth, straight line across the back line. Pure straight line. But still, the result is the same. They've got a Tigers defender on the back foot, creating indecision in the defense. The Knights, there he is. He doesn't know whether to jam in or stay out. And they're not even using decoy runners on this occasion. But again, do I jam in? Do I stay out? If Herbie Farnworth does the same this week, the Knights could have a field day again down this left edge. This Tigers player, he decides to half jam in. It's created enough space. The Knights have got a simple 2-on-1, and they should score the try here. If Bradman Best just passes the ball. Pass the ball, Bradman. Pass the ball, Bradman. Wow, he butchered that. But here they come. Slightly different scenario. Again, no decoy runners. The Tigers, by this stage, were absolutely cut to ribbons. So this isn't the greatest example of what we're talking about, but there they are. No decoys, a straight line in attack. Again, the Tigers absolutely thinned out on defense, and the Knights will go left. This time they get it right. Kalyn Ponga knows that he just has to head across field. They've got a 3-on-1, and poor Sonny Taruva here, absolutely no hope. Simple draw and pass is all they have to do. Bradman, give it, Bradman! Oh, Greg Marzhew with the nice pickup and does all the hard work to get across the line. Should have been a simple try. Bradman Best definitely needs to improve his decision-making this week in terms of pass management and setting up the player outside him rather than going for the try on his own. So, could this game be decided by who has improved over the last week? That Knights left edge attack, does it click this week? The Dolphins' right edge defense, have they trained all through the week and improved their decision making out there, their communication, especially the inside defenders, outside defenders, fullback? So what does that mean exactly for try scoring potential? Left-hand edge. God, I am all in here on the Knights left-hand edge. Bradman Best, Greg Marzhew, Kalyn Ponga. I want to link them up in a trio. Trio 2+, at least 2+ tries. Ponga, Best, and Marzhew. For the Dolphins, here's an interesting couple of stats. Jamayne Isaako, 3 of the last 4 games against Newcastle. Specifically Newcastle. Jamayne Isaako has scored a try. He was a little bit quiet last week, but so too was the Hammer. The Hammer is somebody we usually see if he's not being set up into open spaces. He usually goes looking for open space and stretch those legs and get running upfield. but we didn't really see that last week. So Jermaine Osako, 3 of the last 4 games against Newcastle, he has scored a try. And the Hammer, quiet last week, as I said, but look for him to increase his work rate. He'll go looking for the ball a lot more, I think, this week. And he has, interestingly enough, scored a try in his last 2 matches at McDonald Jones Stadium, which, of course, is where this game will be played. So can the Hammer get himself back on the try scorer sheet this week? I feel like it's pretty likely. Overall, I feel like the Knights seem to have the edge on the Dolphins, albeit it's, in fairness, a fairly small sample size. They've only played 4 times. The Knights winning 3 and the Dolphins winning just the 1. The last 2 encounters, 14-6 to the Knights, 18-14 to the Knights. So expecting another close one here, and it does seem to be the way that it goes between these 2 teams. The Knights, just to edge it at home, is what I'm expecting. So here's what I've thrown down. This is what I'm going to have a little bit of a crack at this week. How about yourselves? Who have you got? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know who have you tipped, who's going to win, who are your try scorers, all of that fun stuff. It should be a good game. And don't forget to join us right here on the Wasted World of Sports for all your alternative commentary as we cover the game live as it happens. Oh, jeez. No. I'm not going to do it. I'm almost talking myself about not out of changing my tip. I'm almost talking myself into changing my tip. I'm going to go Knights at home in a close one. 6 points. 6 points max. Let's see how it plays out. Catch you live for the game. Until then, cheers.